This is Vigilante, and my name's James Farley, the Vigilante. The national debt. Oh yeah, getting to the big 16 digits, $10 trillion. By the time you see this, it might be over $10 trillion, but it's getting close to $10 trillion. Trillion! It's hard to imagine how much money that is. It's an incomprehensible amount of money that we have borrowed and are going to allow it to be passed on to our children. So, the question is, how big is $10 trillion? Nobody can really understand it. It's like the number of stars in the galaxy, the number of grains of sand in the world or something. It's beyond human comprehension. So I was kind of thinking about it, like, you know, is there a way we could actually get ourselves out of this debt? Is it even possible? Does the country have enough assets to be even be able to get from underneath this thing? Well, it's kind of interesting because I was thinking, you know, we got this thing called Fort Knox. You know, this great reserve of gold. It's the backbone of the American, financial institutions and our currency and our, respectability as a government. So, how much do we have in Fort Knox? And could it be used to pay off national debt? Well, we have 147.3 million ounces of gold sitting in Fort Knox, just ready and waiting to be used to pay down this national debt. So, you take the average price of gold right now, which is about $790 for 1 ounce. That comes to a whole whopping $116.3 billion. That's not even close. Not even close to what we need to pay off the debt. Not even close. We would need 47 Fort Knoxes emptied out and given away just to foreigners who have the debt. Not the Americans. We only hold about 45% of the American national debt inside the country. 55% is outside the country. So we would need 47 Fort Knoxes to pay off our debt. Needless to say, we're a little bit short. China alone has the equivalent of about 20 Fort Knoxes of money that we would have to give them. 20 Fort Knox. So we think we're hot shit because we got Fort Knox. They got 20 Fort Knoxes that we owe them. That's even better than Fort Knox because they got the assets of 20 Fort Knoxes and we owe them 20 Fort Knoxes. We're down 20, they're up 20. It's a 40 Fort Knox difference, just so you understand that. So then I was thinking, okay, is there some other way we could pay off the debt? And I was trying to do some calculations. Maybe we could get Fort Knox. Maybe we could sell off California. Maybe we could, sell Hawaii to Japan. Maybe try to, exploit Alaska as some sort of huge, nuclear waste dump or something. Trying to run. How could we possibly get out of this? And I was thinking, okay, maybe what we could do is we could sell off a certain percentage, 10% of our population off into slavery. Would that do it? I would be willing to take the chances if we could sell off 1/10 of our population into slavery and get out from under this huge debt. But unfortunately, the answer is no. Right now, the going rate for a slave is rather low. It's only about $1,000 for a primo Thai slave. And that puts us way, way short. Each one of us owes $35,000 of this debt. So I was thinking, well, what happens if we legalized slavery and did some things? What's the highest that a slave has ever been worth? And in around 1850 America, a slave was worth $25,000. $1,000 then, but in now money, $25,000. So even at the highest that the slave ever went for, we sold off our entire population into slavery. Every single man, woman, and child. We'd still be 10,000 short per person. We'd still fall way short. We'd have to sell off our whole population into slavery, and we'd have to sell off, Fort Knox, and probably California, Alaska, Hawaii, maybe Florida too. Some prime real estate. We could get the top dollar for it. Then maybe we could get out from underneath the debt. Of course, we'd all be slaves, and the country would be completely empty. But at least we wouldn't owe any fucking money. So this is James Farley, the Vigilante, saying, the next time you vote, do not vote for some cocksucker who's not going to promise that he will not pass a budget, vote for a budget, or do anything that will get us deeper in debt. I'm sick of it. And I think you are too. James Farley, Vigilante Senator, out!